He definitely was like playing some chess 960 lately. He's got how many games? Well, actually, we can't tell. Oh, we can. Okay, 27 games. Well, that's not too many. Calidus, so you castle queenside to get the king closer to the center. Yeah, I'd like to castle kingside and put my king on g8, but I just can't do it here. It's really a serious problem. Knight b6. Generally not a good square. We've talked about this a lot, guys. And it's kind of a cliche, but it seems to always be true. You know, it's one of those cliches that's just true. I mean, the knight is always bad on this square. Yesterday I played an Alekine's defense, and after the game, I was thinking about the comment from one of the viewers. I don't remember which one of you guys it was, but I played like c6 in response to bishop c4 in a kind of unusual Alekine, and they were like, why didn't you play knight b6? And I thought about it. I didn't really answer the question that well, but basically, I don't like my knight on knight 6. I mean, the knight is on d5. It's on a good square. Why would I want to retreat my knight? But in that line, they do like gain a tempo with knight b6. Now, this move from white looks a little too extreme. Honorary citizen, knight g1. It's looking like a bit too slow, honestly. So I think black is good after knight g1. And I was kind of questioning my position there. I think you could have played e5 2 moves ago with very, very interesting complications that are probably favorable to white. Now, what about my king? Should I castle here? I can't castle. I tried to castle. I can't castle. If you thought mouse slips were bad in normal chess, try chess 960. Now, we could get in f5 at some point, but it's kind of double-edged because it does... Let's do it. I mean, we're here to play chess, right? I also like this diagonal here. I mean, it's not just me. White is castle queenside in a closed Sicilian, which is almost always bad for white. If there wasn't a rook on c8, you would castle by moving the king to c8 and a rook to d8. Yeah, I mean, I guess I prefer to just play a5, a4 at this point. Play d3. And a5, a4, it's kind of like structurally bad, but has some point to it, I guess. And this arrow's got to go. So here we've got d4 under control. I don't know how to increase the pressure, honestly. a5, I was kind of talking about it, but white can play a3 or something. I can't really like break through anywhere, although it might not hurt to play a5, a4. What about white's play along the e file? Nothing there. Not really. Not really existant. So a5, a4 feels kind of coffee house. I think he just shuts it down with a3. And the only thing I really benefit is some extra squares for my rook. I might be able to get in like rook a6. It bothers me a little bit. a4, knight a4 is a tactical idea for me. And couldn't see any ways to make any discovered threats like work on the long diagonal here. Queen back to g1. And again, like, I think a3 is basically forced there for white. I have knight b5 now, though. That looks kind of nasty. Knight b5. Though he has very good control of d4. If knight b5, he can actually play d4. Knight takes c3, bishop takes e4. It could get a little scary, but it's interesting and fun. And takes. Yeah. This is going to be crazy. I'm probably going to fall apart here. This looks a little bit over the top for me. Let's see. Very sharp. And we're getting low on time. So let's see how well white can react to the complications. Both kings, not that secure. Okay, guys, what do we got for challenges? I have to be more careful with your challenges. Okay, now they're pretty normal. Shansha with a big increment, 5-7. but I don't mind. Okay, with the fast 5-minute time control. So all the challenges, I'm gonna have to just really vet the challenges more carefully. Guys, International Master William Pascal, we are streaming every day here during the week, and Sunday simul at 5:45 Central European time. Today just 2 hours, guys. Gotta go. And normally it's 2.5, a little longer sometimes. Coffee house move. So D4, but this drops control of E4. So you've got enough on D4, but you don't have enough on E4. So what's up with that? I'm not sure I should really like bring the pieces to life for him, so I guess I have to do this. I don't really see another option, and so I think the position is pretty crazy. The white king is some danger of getting kind of trapped in there. Uh-oh. Alright. What happened? You added time. Oh. Okay, well, that's generous of you, honorary citizen. You're very honorary. You're an honorary citizen. Okay. Pretty crazy, complicated position. I guess black is winning, but it's not that simple. I mean, winning as in, like, clearly better. We're not, like, winning by force yet. We can close it up. We're just up a pawn. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Rook on b4. You're going to have to, like, think about sacking in exchange, man. Because, yeah, you didn't, though. Oh. I don't want to draw now. Okay. So we'll take it. And play bishop b5. Now you got knight c5, which is... Wow, he didn't play it, though. And this is a pretty bizarre position. White has kind of ominous positional compensation. F8. It's a French. It's a really bizarre French. What a weird game, guys. Very weird. Pretty great positional compensation. What a bad bishop. What a powerful bad bishop White has. Just like, I can't do anything on the dark squares. I have the worst bishop in the world. And, okay, this move, though, a little bit reckless. Alright, well played, honorary citizen. Interesting game. That'll, again, I think that the chess 960 is good for your game. Calidus, Fluke. So we've got a whole bunch of players here. I'm going to play the faster challenge first. Guys, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. New video up yesterday. So what's up in the chess world, guys? Women's World Championship. Not looking good. Not looking good. I don't know what the over-under is there, but Hu Yifan will be the next Women's World Champion for sure. I don't know how Marina, qualified. I didn't follow the qualifiers for the World's Women's Championship, but you got a clear underdog, and she's got to find a way to play however she played to qualify for the World Championship, because yesterday was like, it was pretty horrifying. It was an open Roy Lopez. White just got everything. 2 bishops. It was just like murderous. So what's this? What's this about? Knight b5. It loses a piece, Fluke. So not excited about this World Championship match, and we're hoping that the Anand Carlsen doesn't happen again on the men's side. But Airflat was interesting. Not as many interesting games in round 3, though. I really liked round 2 at Airflat, but yesterday there were some... I like the fighting chess, though, in an open tournament. And in the past, like I talked about, Airflat has been really strong with players. Not as many Western players playing. Kamsky plays. He's not afraid to go to Russia. I mean, he's from Russia. So, but he did win. And by the way, that was the best game of round 3, guys. Did anybody follow the games from Aeroflot? It was almost like Kamsky was watching the stream, because I was talking about yesterday how Gata just, too many draws, too many London systems. If it's an open tournament, he just went crazy. And I even mentioned it. Gata occasionally plays the Dutch. There it is, guys. Gata just crushing Falco Bindrich, just like he was just thin air. Gata just played like a maniac, and great, aggressive, like Dutch, just what he needed to do to win against middle of the road grandmaster, basically. Yeah, this was like, it was like Kamsky just listened to the stream, guys. We told him what to do, he did it, and that's what you got to do, Gata. You just play the Dutch, and you're gonna take people out. You play to win with black. Good job. Tune into the stream. Maybe Gata is really Jennifer Shahadi. I don't know, but Candidates is not happening yet, guys. Candidates is not happening yet. It's on the way, though, in another week or two. Later this month. But we're excited to see Kamsky just come alive with the black pieces and Aeroflot. He was like, damn it, I'm not going to draw another game. One of these fishy 2,500 Grandmasters. I'm going to play to win. I'm going to play the Dutch. And I said yesterday the Dutch doesn't really suit his style, but, you got to win, you got to win. And he did it. So, guys, welcome to the stream. Talking about Aeroflot. I love opens with, like, lots of fighting chess. I'm so bored with these round robins where everybody's making draws in, like, 20 moves. Sparklehorse versus Shah and Shah. Good games. Shah and Shah yesterday beating me for the first time. Actually, now you got 2 wins. Did you beat me twice yesterday, Shah and Shah? I remember this game. And then, what was the other one? This one I don't remember. What was the other game? But weren't we saying that yesterday was your first win against me? What are you talking about? Udit hasn't played a rated game in years. That's not true, is it? I don't think that's true, is it? Every other woman player would be an underdog against Huifan. But there's lots of, like, yeah, I agree. I mean, of course. I mean, if we go by rating. Yeah, I guess so. It's hard to argue with that side of the argument, but come on now. I mean, Black just, like, played a horrible game, and the first game was a boring draw, so it's looking really, really ugly. I mean, I don't care if you lose, but at least, like, put up a fight, Shah and Shah, we're gonna go back to the classical approach, because you're, like, preparing for me, and I don't appreciate that. So we're not gonna let you prepare for me anymore. We're gonna play unpredictable stuff. Knight on b to d2. Marina Muzishuk needs a few lessons with Korchnoi if she's going to play the black side of the open Lopez. It looked real bad. And you just got to play a good game. I mean, so knight on b to d2. I don't think that the open Lopez is something that, you just play on an occasional basis. You've got to really know it. Kind of a lifelong opening. What is this about Udit not playing? I mean, I'm sure that Udit played some tournaments or some games somewhere. She doesn't play a lot. It seems to me she played something not that long ago. So bishop e8. I guess we just play knight e5. Guys, why is the Stonewall Dutch so popular? It's like, it looks like it's this most popular opening on Lichess next to the Queen's Gambit Declined. I never really liked the Stonewall Dutch. But it's it's one of those things like the C3 Sicilian that you don't like it because it's probably tough to play against. You start to hate the things you have trouble with. Here now, knight d7, knight d3, or should I play knight f3? I guess knight f3. We have to support that square. This is probably book. Judith's last rated game was 2014. Are you serious? Then it must have been some kind of exhibition. Yeah. Okay, 94. I guess she just goes to the Chess Olympiad and hangs out and takes her picture with the team or something. But I didn't see any games. Yeah, I know she didn't play at the Chess Olympiad. At least it's not like Susan Polgar, who like hasn't played a game in 20 years or something like that. So G5, wow. Shah and Shah. You're not going to play a rook end game. You're not going to be in good shape in a rook end game with your pawns on F5 and G5. Okay. Can you take on G3, sacrifice a piece or something? I don't believe it. Now we have an interesting try here. I want to play E4 or E3. Can we play it as a pawn sacrifice? Another move is C5. Just getting a lot of space, guys. I think the computer... Yesterday I was analyzing some games I played, some Slav or some Dutch, similar structure, and computer loves to play like C5 in this kind of position. There's definitely something to be said for it. I could play C5. C5 and E3 or something like that. It's not necessary to play... I mean, it's not absolutely necessary to play C5, I guess. Pseudo pawn sacrifice. I mean, the E line here. Why not take the pawn? I don't know, Shah. Actually, I could take the pawn in that position. I'm just not a materialist, you know? No, honestly, I'm not sure. It felt like strategically risky to take the pawn. You know, why should I take any risk when I can beat you with no risk at all? But yeah, perhaps it was better to take the pawn. Perhaps so. Now I don't think... I mean, the H file looks good for me, but I want to kind of prep this a little bit. We can get some threats on G5, perhaps. White has a pretty huge spatial advantage here. I think this is looking grim for black, honestly. This is an awful lot of space. I can play F4. I think F4 should be strong. I was thinking about G4 as well. Calidus, what's up? Yeah, exhibitions. Popular because it's fairly safe for black, has a recognizable pawn structure. Yeah, I agree. It's a little more fun than playing the Queen's Gambit Declined. Yeah, I was surprised. I looked at a game yesterday I played in the Stonewall, and with the Openings Explorer program here, it was amazing how many games were actually played already on Lichess in the Stonewall Dutch. When I was like, wow, that's a lot. Lot of games. So F4. Yeah, I mean, I could also play something like King H2. King H2, Rook H1. Looks kind of fun. A little bit abstract, though. I don't know. E4. E4 can be considered. What is black doing here? Maybe G4. G4 is the move I actually wanted to play before. And, you know, if black plays H5, I mean, what's going to happen if I play E4? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What's going to happen when I play E4? He played Rook H8. Kind of like preparing it. This is kind of bizarre. Yeah, I don't like that capture though. I think you should have taken the other way, probably, with the bishop. Taken on e4, then taken... I guess it's not that clear though. Is knight takes c5 a threat here? I have f4. Queenside majority. So we should really go for it here. This is just intuition. I don't know. It feels like we need to play f4 before black plays bishop g6, and black has counterplay along the f file. Originally I was going to just play a different move. Now we have rook takes f4, rook f6. Is that even good? It certainly looks interesting. I also have bishop takes d5 at some point. The problem with bishop takes d5 is it's just not that threatening. Rook f6 here. Yeah. Rook f6. Looks good. You could take it, but I don't recommend that. This bishop seems to play a role pretty often in the games that I've seen, even when it's blocked, in a lot of Stonewall Dutches. It's funny, even when these pieces are obstructed. I had a student who showed me a couple Dutch games last week, and literally this bishop played like a crushing role in both the games he lost, which kind of inspired me here, but it's not an accident. Black moves his g-pawn and f-pawn, and there's no pawn defenders. You know, it's not surprising that something bad can happen on the long diagonal there. So black's pretty passive here, and looks like we have very strong sacrificial threats. Basically, knight f4 is probably on the way here, and rook takes g6. Rook takes g6 is one idea. Rook takes g6, rook takes f1, bishop takes f1, king takes g6, knight f4 check. I also have g5. A lot of potential moves. Knight f4. Rook takes f6. Knight takes f6. I'm just not quite sure I have just enough. Alright, guys. I'm going to go for it. He took right away. What did I expect? Oh, I expected him to take on f1 check first. Now he's... Aha, okay. So that's the idea. We do have some in-between moves, maybe. Queen takes just looks like a dead end. He just plays rook f8 there. So, but I like the way that you defend it here. I'm not. I know that you can win a pawn on c5. I'm not overly worried about that. The white king, I mean the black king is the issue. So there's still potential exchange sacrifices with rook f6. What's up, guys? Never fly your plane over a long diagonal. So I don't know. This game was really murky, guys. Really murky. Well, I have a message from somebody. Add your PGN file to the YouTube video. Thank you. Good idea. I will add PGN files to videos on YouTube. So where is that queen on c5 going? I could gain a tempo by playing bishop d4, I guess. But I don't really think the queen is threatening anything. It's like, you know, if it's not bothering you, then don't bother it. You know, that's my philosophy. Now, on the other hand, maybe now, if I could overload his queen somehow. Yeah. Not so easy. Looks like I have superb compensation. Bishop, I got to get you off my e5 pawn. Superb compensation for a pawn, basically. Black is very solid, though. Rook f6. Queen takes c5. Bishop c5. I don't know, guys. It's like Shansha playing like a genius. Yeah, I don't really want to trade queens, but I'm kind of close to getting mated here. So, I think I've got to be a little bit careful. Careful about getting mated with my own king, with the bishop on e5 now. I'm not sure about this ending. We have an outside pawn. He's got two connected pawns. It's, wow, he doesn't want to trade queens. He's playing for mate. Okay. He's on my g4 pawn. Bishop f3. Shansha, you're up to 21-22 now. It's pretty good. How many games? Based on... Why doesn't it show how many games? 16 games. You're trying to mate me? But what's the deal here? I just don't want to get mated. Passed pawns must be pushed. Whoa. Am I getting mated or something? Nem. Nem. I'm not better now. It's like we're better now. It is late. I want to play for a win. Come on. I want to play for a win. This is better for me now. There was this Russian guy. He couldn't speak English at the chess club in Boston. Once he said, "It is late." It is late. Or revenge was another one when he beat me once. Suddenly people can speak languages when actually I'm getting worried here. Shah, you play like without fear. Man, I let you get the pawn to h3. Maybe I'll get mated. Decline to draw with outside pawn, but now you got theoretical position. What is up with this? Bishop c4. Is there some way I can win this? No, right? So, okay. This is draw. You could play for a win, actually, if you want. I don't think so. Okay, I declined to draw, but I offer a draw. Alright, it should be a draw anyway. I feel lucky it was a draw. Good game. Calidus. So, yeah, but you were winning, Shah, I think. Interesting game. So, what do I have to do for the rapid tournament today? That's the kind of situation. Very complicated position where, you know, I'm basically sacrificing a lot of stuff and I've got something, but it's not clear. This is how I ended up losing some games last time. Taking chances in kind of risky positions and getting in a situation where I'm the one that had to do a lot of thinking, even though maybe I'm winning. Maybe it's not the best practical approach for a fast time control tournament. I am Squareology. You know what I mean? Like you put yourself in positions where you have to do all the thinking, and the other guy's moves are easy to find. Like he has only moves. One spectator's never cash. I know the feeling, never cash. They're calling me from the home poker game now. I'm playing hooky from home poker to play club poker tonight. They're gonna be angry. But the home game's tougher than the Hungarian poker club. So if I want to make money, it's actually better for me to play in the poker club, because the home game there's like several pros, and it's not really. It's fun and it's like free, and you get lots of free drinks and food, and it's fun company. But if I want to win money playing poker, it's not really the best game in the world. So I'm getting mobile messages every 2 minutes. Bishop takes c4. Okay, this is interesting. D takes c4, but black has played c6, so the c5 type of move is kind of loss of time. b5. How many times have we had this, guys? Regular viewers, what do you think about this variation? I'm scoring almost 100%. There was a game the other day I lost to someone where I went crazy. But you guys, I hung a piece on f7 or something like that, but Black played this crazy stuff with h6, knight h7. Who was that? Was it one of you guys? Yeah, queen c2, if I can highlight that square, it's kind of double-edged. I mean, now that the c file's half open for black, well, it will be later, like an open file is what I'm trying to say, with c5. Sometimes the queen on c2, if it becomes an open file, is actually badly placed. So we prefer to have it like over on e2 in this kind of position. Yeah, I don't know IM squareology. Try the London system. Okay. No, I make fun of the London system. I like to make fun of it and tease my teammates who play it, as well as the C3 Sicilian. But I have played the London system on occasion. Guys, if you want to play the London system, check out the games of Akiba Rubinstein. Rubinstein played it a lot in the early part of the 20th century, and he played it almost perfectly by modern standards. So if you want a kind of role model to learn how to play the London system, then Grandmaster Akiba Rubinstein would be your man. Kamsky finally running out of steam with the London system at Aeroflot. As I said earlier, like everything, I mean, you've got to take everything in moderation, including the London system. It's getting to the point where Kamsky's opponents are, I think, starting to kind of prepare. And I don't remember, some random Grandmaster rated 2580, he made Kamsky kind of like grovel for a draw with white, it looked like the last time. So maybe Kamsky should start playing the birds opening or something. He's doing well with the Dutch. Maybe f4. Honorary citizen. What? You just won 110K on full tilt, the deal? Jackpot? Your share was 24.47. What? But I don't understand. You won 110K? Your share was 24K? Which one was it? I saw some email I got about this, but I just threw it out, honestly, because I don't believe in like any kind of promotions. Basically, what exactly is going on there, honorary citizen? You seriously got 100K? Or another guy won 100K and you got 24K? Is that what you're saying? Like somebody got 110K and you got 24K? Oh my god. That is so sick. If it's true. But what is it? Like a kind of like spin the wheel jackpot or something? You just won 24K? Unbelievable, man, if true. I could use 24K right now. It would really make things a lot more positive. It's been a long time since I had a score like that. In Prague, I won like almost 10K in a $500 turbo. But after expenses and everything said and done, I didn't even make that much profit. But 24K on full tilt. I don't even play on full tilt anymore. It's so dead. And anyway, I've kind of like sworn off Poker Stars and full tilt. But if that's true, man, unbelievable. Congratulations. So A4 here, guys. I did have an email yesterday that I threw out in my email from Full Tilt Poker. I tried to click on it, and then I got this weird page. It was just like hanging and freezing, and it wouldn't load. So I was like, okay, forget about it. I probably just threw away like 24K, and the honorary citizen won it instead. But Rook C8 there, trying to take advantage of the position of my queen. This is the key, guys. You want to put pressure on B5. Well, it's so awesome. Not me. The jackpot was 222K. One player won 50%. All the other players won share of 50%. The full tilt Ponzi scheme. Oh, your share was 24.47. Is that what you're saying? 24.47. I probably would have won $24. Is that what you're telling me? If my email didn't hang yesterday? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I just threw away 25 bucks? Or what? Rook on F to D1. I threw away 24 bucks. It's not my fault though. So you didn't win 24K. I was all excited. I thought you were like, I thought you won 24K. I was gonna have a party in your honor, but I think we'll just buy you a drink instead or something like that. Queen B6. Yeah, that's a good move. I like the way you're playing this, Calidus. I'm not sure it's good enough, but it's interesting. E4 here. Is it time that we played E4 at some point? I feel like you're goading me into it. However, E4 C5 does look legitimately strong for white. E4 C5 E5. Honestly, I don't know what else to do but E4. So, honorary citizen, you got 24 bucks. Yeah, I had the email, but it just hung, man. You see, they hate me. I mean, I don't know, man. Full Tilt Poker Stars, they hate me. I can't even like click on a promotion and have it come up normally on my computer. But no, I never play on Full Tilt, and I never ever had any success there. Even when I was very successful on Poker Stars, historically, Full Tilt is a big nothing for me. So E4, I never liked the software. I hate the stupid, what do you call them, like animated characters of people and stuff. The cartoon character interface, it just, I don't know, it makes me crazy. E5, this is interesting now. E5, yeah, we got to do E5. 24 bucks. Well, it's not bad, man. I mean, that's not bad for one day. So basically, Full Tilt Poker and Poker Stars is the same player pool now. But it was the same player pool anyway. I don't even understand like why they even announced that. Same people play there who play on Poker Stars. Anyway, guys, we're going to stream until 12 today. A little bit going to cut it short. Yeah, thank you, Satkk, for SatKK. Suggestion to add PGN files to my video channel on YouTube. Very good suggestion. I will do that. So anyway, Game Per Frame, welcome. Game Per Frame, are you a bowling fan? I didn't ask you that. I like bowling. I haven't gone bowling too much. In the summer I went bowling, actually. Hungary had a like kind of bowling boom for a little while in the late 90s, early 2000, but it sort of died. It's not trendy anymore. But I do occasionally go bowling. I like bowling when I was a kid. Makes me think of Homer Simpson and drinking beer. Let's see. Al Bundy. These are people who go bowling, right? Well, Calidus, what's up here? Okay, looks like you just managed to simplify a lot. And congratulations on a 24 win. I'm sorry it wasn't K. But come on, it's Full Tilt. Some guy won 110K. Yeah, I'd like to meet that guy. I'm very skeptical of what online poker has become about these like jackpots and spin and go jackpots. And do these people really exist who win this like $1 million jackpot? There's not enough open information about who actually wins these supposed jackpots. So Rook takes B2. What is up here? We can win a pawn back and it's about equal. That's all I can do. I can win the pawn back and it's about equal. Yeah, pretty tricky, Calidus. I don't see what else I can do. Equalize. Do you play 960 at all? We just played a 960 Afrano Gaming. Is there any point in playing for more than a draw here? Kamsky. We've got an outside pawn. We can do it. Yeah, I mean, this has got to be a draw. Objectively. We're even worse, in a way, because we have 2 Isolanis, and white has just, realistically, no winning chances. Unless he just lets me run the A-pawn down the board. To be a little careful I don't drop my pawn, actually. And there is the issue of back rank mate. So, I don't know, guys. Calidus. Man, this was a total disappointment for me. Rook behind past pawn. No response to the bowling comments. Yeah. Bowling not really a trendy thing at the moment. Queen c2. Hey, look at this. This weakness here. Guys, listen. I'm going to take the advice and put some PGNs on my YouTube videos as well. Check it out. It's Video Chess Training on YouTube. Got a new game from Aeroflat yesterday. I've got a few more Aeroflat games I want to put up this coming week. Lots of fighting chess in that open there. As I said, I'm sorry there's not more Western players. I mean, Kamsky, Paco Vallejo. Who else is playing there from Western countries? Not too many players, unfortunately. A few random Spanish players. I'm going to make lift. Make Luft. Can you make your knight work? Can I make my knight work is what I'm trying to say. My knight's a little better than the average knight on e5. So, this is a blunder, right? Oh, man. Just blundered. Now we're fighting for a draw. That's good. I knew that was too good to be true. Yeah. So, I guess I should trade queens here. And try to draw a 4 against 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. This is very hard for black to win. So, it's 10-2. I think we'll hold a draw, most likely. But we're going to give Calidus a chance to play for a win. The full tilt Ponzi scheme. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of thinking that all online poker sites are basically Ponzi schemes. It's a business. They want to make money. But they need to give something back to the dedicated players. And this is their way of doing it. They've given Honorary Citizen $24. So at least they're making a step in the right direction. I don't know. But makes me sad to think about online poker because we were doing it full time, and anyway, maybe it's better we got back into chess. So knight f3. Okay, Calidus, you have an increment here, so you can try to make progress. I don't know, why am I retreating? I'm making a lot of questionable decisions here. Chatting a lot, and I'll offer a draw if you want. You know, you feel the draw is okay for you. But anyway, I think it should have been a draw anyway, before I blundered the pawn. Shan Shah, we already played you. Perfect Champion, rated Perfect Champion. Brand new account, rated 10.5. Kind of a long time control, but we'll play. Try to play quite kind of quickly in this one. He's the honorary one. I was so excited. I thought he really will like 124k and some kind of jackpot. But it's still nothing to be ashamed of. Perfect Champion, are you with us? So, mixing in a little Pierce defense. Calidus, yeah, no, you played okay. I was kind of, unfortunately, forced to make a lot of trades. And that wasn't really what I wanted. So I'd like to look at that game with the computer and see what I could have done to keep it alive a little bit more. Although I like the way you played with queen b6, I think that was really sensible. Yesterday I played a classical Peerts. I don't remember, guys. Did I play a6? Because maybe b6 is just better than a6. Perfect Champion. This is actually in the Russian book I have in the bathroom. Bathroom reading. Bishop g5. You know, I don't really know about Bishop g5. What does it do? You know, it's recommended in this Russian book. It's a very old book. But, I mean, basically, is h6 such a bad thing for me? Yeah, I know Reshevsky would play white in, like, the King's Indian and induce black to play h6. It is a little bit of a weakness, but I don't think the modern theory regards Bishop g5 that seriously. This is something that was, like, trendy in the 70s. d5 now. We can just pop it with c6. And I think black is equal here. Reminds me of the Philidor a little bit. Definitely, Peerts is a good opening for playing for a win, guys, if you want to play for a win. Though you do have to be really well prepared, very well prepared, in particular the lines where white plays f3 and the lines of the Austrian attack. But I think against like weaker players, it's a really good opening to try to play for a win. Not, you know, it's basically similar to the modern. A little steadier than the modern, I guess. d6, staking a bit of a claim to the center. And here, what do we have? h3. Okay. Could play, just develop with knight d7, I guess. Eventually, we'll play knight c5, put pressure on e4. I understand h3, you want to keep my knight off of g4. Calidus, at the end, you can try something. You have to find the right pawn formation, but I mean, there's a very technical ending. And I think that if you studied it you looked in a database, in ChessBase, you did like a search for rook n4 versus rook n3, rook and knight n4 against rook and knight n3. It would probably be like 75% draws, 25% wins. I would guess. With perfect play, it's probably a draw, but there are winning chances, especially with the knights on the board. So, king h7. The problem with queen d2 is that it does take away the d2 square. This is kind of like a common setup for white would be like knight d2, knight c4, a4. And white would have a good position. Obviously, he wouldn't mind putting his knight on d4 here, if he could. But at the moment, he has to keep d5 protected. So we have all this pressure on d5. And he can't play knight d4 as a result of that. And among other things, we're threatening to play knight c5, which would put like insurmountable pressure on the e4 square. So what looks like an ordinary kind of hippo is actually a subtly improved hippo. Actually, the hippo is really with e6. Try to get rid of these arrows, guys. Check out my simul on Sunday night, 5:45 Central Eastern European Time. We're going to be starting early this week. Streamer Tonka, Canadian, won Thursday Thriller just a couple hours ago. Yeah, Tonka is... Well, I mean, it's a player who goes back well before the streaming times. He won the Thursday Thrill. It's not really surprising, dude. I mean, the guy generates a lot of rake for Poker Stars. So if somebody's going to win, he'd be one of the guys to do it. But I don't know about streaming, man, but he's just a regular high-stakes tournament grinder. Bishop f4. Now knight c5. I think if you're going to play online poker, you've got to have a big bankroll, and you've got to use it, and you've got to generate a lot of rake for Poker Stars. And I just feel that Poker Stars is kind of suspect. I don't want to support them anymore. But theoretically, I think you can make money still. If you're dedicated, you play like 10 hours a day. You play, you pay like $20,000 in rake a year. I think it's still possible to be a winner on Poker Stars. But I don't really want to spend 10 hours a day playing poker. So, knight c5. Tonka's a good player. Lots of good players on there. Sponsored by Poker Stars. Well, that guy is a really standard, strong regular on Poker Stars. Sure, I've played with him before. Many MTTs back in the day. So, if I had a big bankroll, I'd prefer playing... Yes, I would prefer playing live too. The problem is the expense of traveling and stuff. So you have to, I mean, I went to Prague, I won like a few €1,000, but I ended up spending like half of my winnings on expenses. The nice thing about playing online is that you don't have to pay any like travel expenses or anything like that. Of course, if you base yourself in a place like Vegas, you don't have to worry about it. That's kind of the best approach. So if you want to play poker for a living, live in Vegas, play, live all the time, and that's the best way to be a poker pro, I think. So e5 here. Keep expenses to a minimum. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to play knight e4. I could take on e5 as well. Taking on e5. How does it compare to like playing knight e4? Got to get warmed up, guys, for my rapid tournament. We could take on e5 and just pull the bishop back to b7, but somehow it feels very passive. No, I don't want to draw. I'm just thinking. I mean, I'm not saying I'm better by declining a draw here necessarily. I'm just saying I want to play. So, e5, I think, well, that's like only move, basically. Taking on e5. He has a good square for his queen at e3 in some lines. If I take on e5, he trades queens. I take with the a rook. He takes on e5. I play something like bishop b7. And he's got a very strong knight on e5. If I play knight e4, he trades the knight on c3. I take with the knight. He plays queen e3 there. And not really sure what my next move is in that position. Takes on e5. Doesn't look that appetizing. So I guess we'll take on e5, trade the queens, and see if we have anything at all here. I think white's okay. It looks about equal. You could take with the f rook, but that leaves f7 weak. So perfect champion, by the way, guys. We don't really have a read on this guy. I mean, he's got 2 bullet gains, rated 1900. He's provisional. Playing pretty standard, classical Pearts line. I like my bishops on the long diagonals. And birth first one to the open file, but we do have this issue with the f7 pawn. So, I mean, perhaps like it's just a matter of bringing the king back to g8. Be the sensible thing to do. We can also challenge his knight on e5, by the way, with knight d7, which is basically his whole position. I think White's whole position at the moment is that knight on e5. So, although I would possibly lose control of the open file if I do that, we have other ideas as well. Knight d5. I hate trading the knight on c3. It's kind of in a bad position in front of the c pawn. The interesting plan would be rook c8, giving up the d file to try to play against the knight on c3. The knight d5 is much more classical, but I think it feels weak. I'm going to give him the file. I don't think he's got anything there, and we try to play along the half-open line here. Can't hurt to play king g8. I hope. Guys, we've got about half an hour left in the stream. Welcome to the stream, Sweat Life. Try to behave yourself today. Is the level of play a lot higher over the board poker? Nope, I don't think so. Though it's probably not at the best level it's ever been now that like the poker trend has sort of dropped. But yeah, I don't really want to trade pieces in that way. No, over the board poker is generally weaker than online poker. I would say that's the consensus. Unfortunately, my e6 pawn, e7 pawn is loose. We do have the play along the c file that we were talking about now. I can't let him take on e7, guys. So e6 was basically the plan all along. He's still got a very unpleasant situation with the c pawn and the knight on c3. So we have some pressure here. It's not a whole lot. It may not amount to anything. And not really sure. But I'm kind of glad I played it the way I did. Black has a little bit the better of it here. Got to watch out though. Bishop a6 doesn't really do a whole lot. And exchange sacrifices are kind of a pipe dream. Would be nice to sack an exchange, but I don't get anything for it. So knight d5, just through the kind of minority attack, looks like it also defends my knight on d4. I mean, don't really like that guy hanging there. He will get to play c3. Though we could sack a piece, or we could sack up 2 pieces for a rook and 2 pawns. It's kind of interesting to, well, so much for that. So much for that theory. I missed this, knight b4. Missed knight b4, unfortunately. I think I guess we're not really okay here. Missing knight b4. That's an easy move to miss, actually. Well, I don't have to panic. I just play bishop b7. There's really no other move. Well, bishop c4 may be better. More active. A bit more active. Yeah, I don't see anything here. It's classical rated, but he's provisional. Do I take a draw here, guys? What do you think? I mean, bishop b7, c3. He's like getting on the 7th rank. And draw offer canceled? Are you serious? What? You can cancel a draw offer on the table? What are you talking about? How could you cancel a draw offer? What kind of deal is that? How the heck? Who created that? You can't cancel a draw offer. Oh man, I'm writing to Lee Chess. That's crazy, guys. How can you cancel a draw offer on the move? That's totally against like any kind of logic. You can cancel, that's crazy. How can you cancel a draw offer? That's insane, guys. That's just not right. No canceling draw offers. Opponent offered me another draw. You're going to cancel that draw offer too? Well, I feel lucky that you gave me a draw here. The second time. I feel lucky for that. Okay, guys. How can you cancel a draw offer? That's insane. That's an insane feature. That's absurd. The whole point of the draw is there, and the other dude has to think about it. You can't offer a draw that make him think. You think that would float in a tournament? Like, you offer a draw, the guy spends like 15 minutes of his clock time deciding whether to take a draw or not, and then you take the draw offer away and like make him like lose like 15 minutes thinking about whether to take a draw or not? You can't do that. It's totally distracting to the opponent. No. That's got to be, you got to do away with that rule, Lee Chess. Sorry. You can't disturb the other person's concentration offering them a draw and then take the draw offer away like mid-move. That's insane. No. Didn't know you could do that, but definitely that's got to be canned, Lee Chess. Sparklehorse is on record as disapproving with that. Yeah, you can't take away draw offers, guys. Not in the real world. Not in the real world, my friends. It's like, psych, here's a draw offer. But I didn't sign the paper. Somebody has the guts to play d5. Thank you, Halor Jr. Jr. Thank you for having guts to play the white side of the Blumenfeld. Because 9 out of 10 people don't have the guts to do it. And I respect you for that. So, but what kind of person offers a draw and takes it away? Gosh. That's just not right. You know what? A6 I've played a lot here. But I'm thinking that bishop b7 is maybe a better order of moves. Because this e4 move, it ends up being a very annoying gambit line. And I think knight c3 was critical there. Probably knight c3, a6, e4. Damn Scientist said, I didn't know, but that's bad. I agree. Can you cancel a draw for it over the board? Are you serious? I have a draw, but just until I change my mind. That's crazy. No, it would totally, like, you'd be sitting there, like, spending 10 minutes of your clock time deciding whether to take a draw or not, and then, like, have the guy take the draw offer away? Are you kidding me? You can't do that. It would be a great weapon to, like, gain time on the clock. That's really funny. I've never had anyone do that before. Taking away a draw offer would be something for Sophia Rogers. No comment. Alright, guys. Now White's ready to play e4. So we'll take on b5. Get control of the e4 square. Bishop takes b5. Knight takes b5. Maybe were you afraid of, like, oh no, knight takes b5 felt a little more natural to me. Bishop takes b5. Because knight takes b5, sometimes you have like knight d6 ideas. So we're down a pawn, right? Pretty standard. No, there's enough draws, guys. No more draws. I'm just not taking draws anyway. You'll just take the draw offer away. tease me. I'm not going to fall for that again. This is a rated game, by the way. Although it's a provisional guy. Svenska. Swedish. So, too many draws now. We're getting a little crazy with the draw offers. Don't go there, girlfriend. Starch Solution. Hi, William. Hello. Starch Solution. I like the neve. Neve is name in Hungarian. Alright, guys, let's get frisky here with the long diagonals. But Haller Jr. playing well. I don't think this is a beginner. He's got the very tight setup, e3, b3, bishop b2. Now queen d2, which is like ultra weird. He wants to play bishop b2. Wow, this looks kind of dangerous for white. Is it not? Is it not dangerous for white? This position? Knight g4 is interesting. Knight g4, h3, rook takes f3. Pawn takes g4, only move. And then knight e5? Wow. Knight e5 at the end of that. Super funkadelic position. Threatening knight takes g4 there. Oh, that's so tempting, knight g4. I'm not sacking anything. If I do this line, knight g4... You could take on d7. Rook takes f3. Wow. Knight g4, rook, queen takes d7, rook takes f3, queen takes e6 check, and that's another kind of weird line, huh? My time is okay. Yeah, we've got to concentrate on finding good moves. Knight g4, queen takes d7, rook takes f3, queen takes e6 check, followed by queen takes g4. Looks good for white. So we'll go with the more classical. This bishop on b5, he looks kind of suspect here. That will cost you at least a tempo at some point. f4. f4. Yeah, white is pretty strong. Pretty strong player, I think. Queen e2. Queen d2, then queen e2. I guess we have to play d5 at some point. Use the pawns in the center. Bishop b2. And e5 is tempting now. It's kind of like obviously risky, but no. Again, like crossing the street is risky. So nowadays, he doesn't really have a great square for this bishop. Haller's playing his 5th game. So he has a tactic now. Knight takes d5. Maybe I can play knight d7. My time is running away, according to my opponent. Thank you for letting me know. I'll take a draw here. Clear pawn down, basically. I don't really see myself having enough compensation, so I don't know about this. Okay, guys. Good game, Halor. Shaw, we've got time for another game or two. What's up? Just received your new book, Sveshnikov Reloaded by Rogozenko. Okay, so this is not Rogozenko's first book on the Sveshnikov, right? This is probably like a new edition. Shaw, you're playing white? Theory books awfully boring in most cases. Well, yeah, I mean, you could try a different sport altogether if chess books bore you. But yeah, I mean, most players, I think, you know, it's the most interesting chess book is like collected games of great players. The opening theory books, some people love just openings in chess, and some people are bored to death studying opening books. It's hard to say. What am I doing here? C5, A3, yeah, we can't play that here. I told the story about how I lost to Mbit Lol. Yeah, Mbit Ol. Mbit Lol. Lembit Ol. It was one of these lines, I think. I was white. How did that happen again? I prepared against C5 and you play castles. He's preparing against me, guys. But I'm kind of out of my book now. Not my favorite line for black. I played a few games with white in this line, but not really with black too much. I played Yuri Shulman. I lost. I drew a game against Kashishvili with white, which was another one of those last round of the World Open deals where I think I needed to win. But I never really played this with black, this line. Knight f4. I do recall doing a video for chesslecture.com a long time ago. I think Milov was like losing with white in a weird line where he played like b4 real early with white. Yeah, b4 is kind of... Actually, all the lines with knight f4 a bit weird, seem a bit weird to me. I'm not really sure white's plan is, structurally speaking. Do you want to play a minority attack? Are you trying to play like in the center? So many draws today. Yeah. Well, the main thing is I don't want to lose any games. I want to win. Draws aren't that bad. The draws, actually, the last game, the guy was provisional, and I think he was probably master strength. I'm not sure. He clearly saw, like, these tactics with knight takes d5 and stuff. So I was kind of lucky there. Not to be worse. I had probably enough compensation at the end. But everybody's playing pretty well against me. Shah, you got 2 wins against me. I forgot about that. What am I talking about? You have 1 win. Yeah, I was looking at like you won the other game. Okay, I understand now. You won the first time against me yesterday. Earlier I was a little confused. I see all those 1s in the line, and then the 1-1 game over there. The Stonewall Dutch. Stonewall Dutch game where I hung my queen on purpose, so you know they wouldn't see how you outplayed me before that. Svedlife said, I'm willing to forego the unbeatable King's Indian attack. The King's Indian attack, I'm not worried about that. Guys, if you want to take lessons, send me an email to videochesstrainer@gmail.com. I can teach you how to beat the King's Indian attack. For sure. Guaranteed. Check out my videos at YouTube, Video Chess Training. Different from the Gmail, videochesstrainer@gmail.com. So if you want to learn how to beat the King's Indian attack, you need to take a couple lessons. I can teach you. the way that Dvoretsky taught me. And I'm a lot cheaper than Dvoretsky, so come on. Bishop f8. Shah and Shah, what's up here? Not the variation you prepared? It can't be done. I don't know. I got secret Dvoretsky preparation. The other game may have left. Uh-oh, looked like Shah and Shah got disconnected. So, Sarontier got a Rogozenko book. Well, I recall that Rogozenko, the other Rogozenko Sveshnikov book was pretty good. So, I would imagine it will be good. Just I don't recommend the Adorian book from the mid 80s because it had this like chapters that were divided up into like 3.21658 chapter 3.14798. I was like, what is this? Not easy for like a beginner to learn how to play the Sveshnikov with library code catalog numbers and stuff for chapters. Yeah, guys, another 15 minutes on the stream today. We're gonna pack it in early. Get ready to play some rapid chess. Hopefully, get my rating points back that I lost last month. I was over 2,400 FIDE in FIDE rapid chess. Actually, the problem with the FIDE rapid is that because it's like pretty new, they've only been doing it for a few years. The ratings are just like totally screwed. So I'm playing like people who are like 2,400 in normal rating, and then they're like, I lost to one player who literally is like 2,450 FIDE, but their rapid rating was 2,050. I was complaining to the arbiter. I said, this is ridiculous, you know. I have to play a 2,450 player whose rating is 2,050 because they have, you know, just had like one bad tournament or... So a lot of the players don't have enough rated games to have like statistically relevant even ratings. Here I've got to be a little careful. I'm not sure I like A5. I'm copying how Kashish really played against me more or less, but I have second thoughts about if I like A5 or not. I don't know what else to do though. What happened to Kashishvili? He was in the United States, then he disappeared, went back to Georgia, then he's like playing in Europe, then he was back in the United States. So I don't know what his deal is. He's a good positional player. Bishop D2. Well, what am I going to do here? Try to challenge ye old knight on F4. And now, there is the perennial B5. The move that I love to hate. Yeah, the problem with B5 is that if white gets in E4, that can be kind of strong. So it would be nice. I'm not really in any position to maneuver a knight to C4, so I don't think that B5 is going to happen today, guys. We're going to have to let white get in his minority attack here. Rapid and blitz rating is also much higher K factor. Yeah, that's probably the case too. But I just don't want to play people who are like underrated by 300 points and lose my rating points based on that. Okay, I mean, at the moment it doesn't really have a lot of significance, like your rapid rating or whatever, but still. The other thing is I don't want to have to play like extremely strong players while other players are playing. Like the first round last time, I played this player who was an IM strength player, and all my opponents are playing weak players, you know? So the pairings have to be fair. I mean, we should all have approximately like the same strength opponents, basically. F3, okay, but we're going to keep D4 under surveillance, my friend. Not going to make it easy for you to play E4 here. So, what would Karyakin do? I think that was the game. It was Karyakin versus... Milov versus Karyakin seems to me was the game that I annotated for chesslecture.com. And b5 still could be played at some point. But you're ready to play other stuff now, it looks like. Let's do this. The Stonewall Dutch, your favorite opening. Sean Shaw's favorite opening, the Stonewall Dutch. Wow, g4. That looks kind of risky, man. Wow. Can you do that? Though in the very natural idea. I really ought to sack a piece around here somewhere. The site will be updated in a few minutes, guys. Fasten your seatbelts. What? Alright. Well, how do we do this? Knight takes f3. Bishop takes f3. Queen d7. I don't want to get disconnected now, guys. We're almost on the stream. So, well, h5 doesn't work. g5 doesn't work. Maybe rook f8. What is up? I'm timing out. Looks like they're shutting it down, guys. So we're probably getting disconnected by Lichess. I think they're updating the site. So if that's the case, good. We got our time back, barely. Okay. Why do we have just 7 seconds? Wow. You see everything, Sean Shah. You literally see everything. That's amazing, dude. Okay, guys. Pretty fantastic game by Sean Shah there. Beat me again now. He's too good for me. B5, the idea of knight b6, c4. Where did I have b5? When did I have knight b6? In this position, you mean? Like at the end? Or where? When did I have a knight going to b6? Before? Like, well, there was one moment here with b6, but he's got e4. You really can't do b5 if e4 looks pretty strong for white. So I thought the way I played it is fine. Actually, I like my position at the end. I think that I have a good game. Just that the disconnection of Lichess, everything made me like basically flag. So bishop f3, I moved 26, yeah. According to Sean Shah, I had bishop f3. Oh, bishop f3. Queen d7. When do I have bishop f3? I moved 26. Oh, bishop f3 here after this, yeah. But, I mean, I'm not a computer. I didn't see it. My flag was hanging, and I was like... yeah, I think it was a good game, though, for black. So, Shevardingan, hello. Don't forget to write Lichess about the draw take back. Yeah, I think that's crazy. Totally weird rule. But, yeah, this is a winning move, bishop f3. Didn't see it. So, that was my plan, anyway, when I played... Queen d7 to play bishop h3. The next move I was threatening it again, but he saw knight. He played knight g1, which knight g1 is like basically like the only move. I mean, maybe you can do knight f4. Knight f4 though kind of precarious because I might have g5 like at some point later. So I don't know, knight f4 or knight g1. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close the stream out now. Thanks for the games, and what was that? We will see you next time on Sunday, Simul. Shevardingan, you always show up. I got to leave early today. Got to go play rapid chess. Hopefully we won't lose on time. But this was kind of messed up. I definitely have an excuse with the reconnecting thing and Lichess updating, but good game, Sean Shaw. I think you played pretty well, and don't know where the time went, but it was blitz. So we'll see you guys later, and we will be back Sunday with a simul 5:45 Central European Time, and resume normal activities on Monday at 10 a.m. Central European Time. Thanks everybody for the stream, and Shevadingan. What can I say, man? You're always just a little too late. We'll see you on Monday. Maybe you can play in the simul. This time you're on time. Yeah, I have to end early. I'm sorry, dude. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.